Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Mrs. Rajavi, my colleagues and friends, and to all of you. Some of us have met so many times, and we have talked about the future of Iran and this regime in many cities. But somehow today is different. The problems of the mullahs and the religious dictatorship has always been an Iranian problem. It has been something something threatening your families, your heritage, and your country. What happened in Geneva has changed all that. The religious dictatorship is no longer just an Iranian problem. It is everybody's problem. I had a history teacher once who on the first day of class, I remember, said, "Students, why do we study history in chapters? Why is history written in chapters?" And she answered her own question, because eras begin and they end. We stand at the beginning of a chapter. The world is faced with a question that it was faced in Munich. Can you deal with Nazis, or do you face the reality of who they are and what they represent? But if we have learned anything in the last 100 years, it is that the best course, the safest course, face reality. Do you want to know the realities of the mullahs? Look at what happened at Ashraf. I'll show you 52 human beings murdered by the government that you sit with and negotiate with. But what do you say to the hundreds being executed, children of his own nation? There are many things that I love about my country, and there are things I admire about France and Germany. I love each of them for the things and their qualities, and they are each different, but they all have one common element, one enormous flaw in history. We all believe somewhere in the heart of every man beats a goodness. If you just give them time, if you'll just reason with them, somehow they'll be like us. No, sometimes people are just plain evil. Time will not cure the problems of the mullahs. Time will not make the religious dictatorship into a functioning democracy. Time and patience and giving will not make Iran a responsible member of the international community. It may be difficult, it may be hard, it may take time. There is only one policy for the dictatorship in Tehran: end the regime, end the regime, end the regime. To my president, There is a difference between a dictatorship in Tehran that abuses and murders its own people and a dictatorship in Tehran that has nuclear weapons. No accords, no nuclear weapons, no religious dictatorship. Change the regime. President Obama, let's speak the truth. If there were a nation in North America murdering its citizens, killing children, condemning a generation to poverty and want, and developing nuclear weapons, you wouldn't talk to them, you wouldn't tolerate them, you'd destroy them. And to my French colleagues, and our German friends and our British allies, if there were a nation in Europe that was a religious dictatorship, abusing its people, hell-bent on nuclear weapons, a threat to world peace, you wouldn't tolerate it either. It is time to deal with reality. The reality of it is, we all have an historic responsibility, no less than Munich and Yalta. See the future for what it is. There is no pride, there is no glory in avoiding it, only in confronting it. In this, we all have a role. The people of liberty, you remain a symbol of defiance. Every day you live and prove that a son and a daughter of Iran can breathe free and not be intimidated by the mullahs. Every day you wake up and look them in the eye, you are a threat to them, greater than any army. You prove the future can be different. You are an inspiration to every child who will dare to rise up against the mullahs. We only ask you this: never give up on your fatherland. Never give up on your people. Never give up on the future. I pledge to you, as my colleagues do, we'll keep coming back every day, every month, every year, until this nightmare ends. When will you? Will you keep coming back? I know this has been a long struggle, and I know the sacrifices are great. It is said that the mullahs have challenged us by saying that either the last of them will die or the last of us. I'll take that challenge. History is replete with those who monopolized power, abused their people, thought that they knew the one and the only way to live and to govern. Indeed, as Ronald Reagan said, the ash pile of history is full of them. And the mullahs will join them. It's not them I fear. Their fate is certain. The question is not whether they survive because of their determination. It is a question of whether they survive because of our determination. The leaders of Europe and America, to the P+1, P5+1, you have committed yourselves to these months. There can't be one among you who believes that by June there will be an accord, an end to nuclear weapons, and reconciliation. In your own heart, you can't believe that is true. The only question is what we do then. I believe all of us are committed to what we do then. We will see this through to the end. And each of us has that role. Mrs. Rajavi, none larger than you. Because the sad reality is of the Iranian people today, the mullahs have destroyed every institution, jailed or killed every leader. As they fall, as inevitably they shall, there is only one organization left, one leader left, capable of governing, saving the Iranian people, ending this nightmare, and restoring the greatness of a great culture. It is this organization, it is the MEK, it is the POMI, Mrs. Rajavi, it is you. Thank you all very much.